and welcome. Today we are diving into a topic that can literally make or break your success online: website speed. Now I know it sounds a bit technical, but trust me, it's one of the most powerful things you can fix to turn people who are just browsing into actual loyal customers. So let's get you set up to win those customers, not lose them. And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. The stakes are incredibly high. We're not talking about a little bit of impatience here. We're talking about losing potential customers before you've even had a chance to show them what you've got. Every single fraction of a second matters. So this is the question you really have to ask yourself. Is your digital front door easy to open, or is it heavy and slow, making people just give up and walk away? Let's break down exactly what's at stake here. To really get this, just imagine a real-world shop. If you had to wait ages just to get in the door, you'd probably just go somewhere else, right? Well, online, that feeling is magnified 100 times over. A slow website isn't just a minor annoyance, it's a direct hit to your business. In fact, some studies show a tiny 1-second delay can slash your conversions by 7%. It's kind of like a silent business killer. What's so crucial to understand is how speed directly impacts your visibility. You know, search engines like Google, they actively reward fast websites with better rankings because, well, it's just a better experience for the user. A fast site brings in more traffic, it keeps people happy, and it builds trust. A slow site, it does the exact opposite. It becomes less and less visible and loses credibility with every single tick of the clock. So how do we fix it? Well, the first step isn't to just start changing things at random. Kind of like a doctor, right? You need to diagnose the problem first. So it's time to give your website a proper performance health check. And the great news is, this is a pretty straightforward two-step process. First, you pick a tool to measure your site's vitals, things like loading time and page size. Second, and this is important, don't just test your homepage. You need to check other key pages, especially the ones with a ton of images or videos, because that's usually where the biggest slowdowns are hiding. And look, there are some fantastic tools out there to help you, and many of them are completely free. Google PageSpeed Insights is brilliant for getting really clear recommendations. GTmetrix is awesome for pinpointing the exact bottlenecks. And hey, if you have an international audience, Pingdom can show you how your site performs from different spots around the world. These tools give you the hard data you need to make smart decisions. Okay, so once you have your diagnosis, it's time for the fun part, applying the fix. We're going to look at 3 of the most powerful changes you can make to get your site running in absolute top gear. First up is caching. So instead of your website having to build a page from scratch for every single visitor, caching saves a ready-made version for anyone coming back to your site. It's like having their order ready the moment they walk in the door. It's honestly one of the easiest and most effective speed boosts you can get. Next up, we have content delivery networks, or CDNs. Now this might sound super technical, but think of it like having mini copies of your website stored in warehouses all over the world. When someone visits your site, the content gets delivered from the warehouse closest to them. This dramatically cuts down on the travel time for all that data, making your site feel lightning fast, no matter where your visitor is logging in from. And finally, let's talk about one of the most common speed killers out there: media. Huge, unoptimized images and way too many scripts are like heavy baggage weighing your site down. The fix is actually pretty simple. Use tools to compress your images without losing that crisp quality, and be ruthless about cutting any scripts that aren't absolutely essential. This one thing alone can make a massive difference. Okay, so you've made the fixes and your site is way faster, so you're done, right? Well, not quite. See, speed isn't a one-time project. It's more like fitness. You've got to maintain it to stay in shape. So here's your long-term game plan. First, make it a habit to test your site regularly, especially after you add new stuff. Second, if you have a team, make sure everybody knows the rules for things like compressing images. And finally, Just keep an eye out for new tools and techniques. The web is always changing, and staying current gives you a serious competitive edge. When you put it all together, the takeaway is really simple. Investing time in your website speed is a direct investment in your user experience, your search engine ranking, and at the end of the day, the growth of your business. It is one of the highest impact improvements you can possibly make. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Your website is your most important storefront. End of story. So are its doors wide open, inviting, and fast for customers to enter? Or is a slow load time creating a frustrating line outside, turning people away before they even get a chance to see what you have to offer? The choice is yours. If you need any help with this, feel free to book a free consultation at calendly.com/siteace.